Welcome back to the Hat-Trick Extra Time, episode 6. Just Jumka and I. So you're stuck with us to wrap up the absolute madness of the 2026 World Cup. It has been a grueling tournament schedule that has completely ruined my sleep, but we've finally made it to the end. We've got late heartbreak, we've got a historic 10-goal classic, we've got Spain lifting the trophy, and we've got whatever the fever dream of a Super Bowl halftime show that was. But let's not waste any time. We're getting straight into semi-final review. Jumka, how are we doing?
I'm doing good, mate. I love that comment about the halftime show. We will talk about that later. And that's hilarious.
Absolute horror show of a halftime show.
Yeah.
Americans thought they could do something, but it ruined it. Especially for the players as well. Right, so let's start and straight away with our semi-final review. So I think there's only one team we're going to look at to start off with, and I think that's going to be, unfortunately, England. And disaster class of a game against Argentina. Obviously, Argentina beat us 2-1, scoring 2 extremely late goals by Enzo Fernández in the 85th minute, and then Lautaro Martinez in the 92nd minute, both assisted by the best player in the world, in my opinion, Messi. What did you make of the game, Jack?
A game of two halves, wasn't it? Painful, awful, embarrassing. Tuchel had a mare. Oh my god! I'm just looking at the stats, mate. We were just awful. And do you know what makes it even more painful is that third place playoff. Just seeing us tearing France a new one, and then not even. It was nothing like that during Argentina. It's a shame.
No. And we'll jump onto the gay third place players a bit later on, but I mean, statistically, like before we scored, or up until we did score, you know, we were pretty even with Argentina, and I think we were the more deserving team to win the game. It was just absolutely shocking from Thomas Tuchel and what he did in that game. And I think you've got to blame him. He's a manager of a team. He made those substitutions. I mean, the biggest one for me was Anthony Gordon coming off, bring on Konza, which shows a team already that you're going defensive. Why would you go defensive when you're 1-0 up?
Mate, yeah, honestly, as soon as we scored the goal, we just dropped. And I don't think that's Tuchel's fault. I think that's just our mentality and our DNA. Not our DNA, but the subconscious DNA of the players and the teams that we've had previously, that the players just thought, let's hold on to this now, and
I think that's a good example.
Mexico. You can do that against Mexico. You can do that against Norway, because they don't have the quality in midfield and build up, and they don't have the patterns of play. But when you're coming up against Lionel Messi, it's a whole different ball game.
100%. I think that's the problem. I think a lot of England fans as well, we're so used to us getting a goal or a few goals very even and just back to hold on to our lead. And it just we haven't played a great team in the tournament up until Argentina, and that's where it shows defensively isn't good enough when you go 1-0 up.
Arguably, they weren't even great.
No, they weren't. I don't think they were great personally either. I think it was even in terms of stats, going across the game, but England for me were deserved the win up until that point where we scored. After that, definitely didn't deserve to win. But
do you think the players downed tools after the goal, or do you think Tuchel downed tools after the goal? What came first?
I think once we scored, we were so used to in this tournament, especially the last 2 games, we've gone defensive. And I think that's got to have come from Tuchel, to be honest, because you're talking 2 games previously. The players don't just decide to go more defensive. There's something that's been said to them, say, like, when you start, score it, going ahead in games, let's defend the lead. And I think it was the players just got straight into that mindset. When we scored, let's sit back a bit more. And then that's where it started. And then as soon as he made that change for Anthony Gordon coming off and Konza coming on, I think that solidified to the team that we are just playing defensive football. And
Yeah.
we drop an extra. Now we're taking off an attacker for a defender. So there's a problem already. And then comes the 82nd minute, and you're bringing on more defenders. And it clearly shows that we're holding on to the lead. We're trying to defend that lead.
Yeah, so
And
the timeline for after our goal, right? 55th minute we score. 58th minute, so about 2 to 3 minutes later, do you remember that Jed Spence tackle?
Yep.
Right? We were already at
Unbelievable
sixes and
tackle, by
sevens
the
at
way.
the back. Right? That was a brilliant tackle, but it shouldn't have had to have been that. We'd already dropped.
Yep.
And then Scaloni, Argentina's coach, makes a change at the 64th minute. So that's about 5-6 minutes after that. Midfield change, a bit more of an aggressive midfielder. So they're sniffing blood, right? They're smelling blood. 72nd minute, they make another change. So they're really smelling blood, right? And then 72nd minute, that's the change you just talked about. So in that, about 10 minutes, just less than 10 minutes, they've brought on some attacking players. We've brought on an extra defender. We've folded. We've completely folded. And just seeing our game against France, 4-0 up at half time, 3 goals conceded in the second half, and then scoring another 2. We have to change our mentality going forward, and the Euros is going to be a really good opportunity for Tuchel to prove to us that he's doing that with this group of players.
I think as well, he's got to prove he's different to all the other England managers we've had. I think it's just a common theme with England. We score, we sit back, we score, we sit back, we score, we sit back. You see it time and time and time again, and it's never worked. We get so far, and then we can't get further because we don't play great teams to start off with in tournaments. Because we're so high ranked in FIFA, we get given easier route as such, right? So when we do come up against a good team and we stick to what we do against not so good teams, we fail because it doesn't work against the better teams. Yeah, Argentina being that example. You've got that quality there. Yes, they weren't great, but they have the class to pull off something. Whether they're good or not, they can get a goal. And that's exactly what happened. If they go and get 2 goals, that's it, we lose a game.
Do you think in the future we have the quality to be able to keep the ball like Spain? Or do you think we are purely a counter-attacking team in those sort of scenarios where we've got to sit back a little bit and we go on the counter? Because we sat back and we didn't counter at all. We just booted it up for them to attack us again. I personally think in the next Euros or the next World Cup, we go ahead in the game, but then I think we can keep the ball. I think we've got the quality. We've got some really good ball playing defenders. We've got some brilliant fullbacks. Nico O'Reilly's really good on the ball. He's basically a midfielder / striker, but he's really good on the ball. Declan Rice, fantastic on the ball. Elliot Anderson just signed for Manchester City. Bellingham, one of the best physical midfielders around. He can keep the ball, win fouls. Harry Kane on the ball, brilliant, can drop deep, like play a pass. Gordon just signed for Barcelona. I think he can play. And then on that right side, you got Saka. Like I arguably, I think we should be trying to keep the ball a little bit more.
I agree, and I think this is what I mean, me as an England fan, I'm sure many other people, is the fact that we have so much possession in games and we cannot hold a lead with it.
Mentality,
it's
man.
just mind baffling. Like, how can you have 400-500 passes in a game Oh, we didn't have that many against Argentina, I'd say, but um, we have enough possession to be able to do that. But I agree, it's the mentality of a team. We're so used to it. You know, I say time and time again, it's we get a goal, we sit back. We get a goal, we sit back. It's just not good enough. You know, the best teams in the world, your Spain's, your France's, your Argentina's, they are attacking. They get a goal. They don't just sit back. They don't want to just defend. They go and look for another goal, whether it's a great team or, not so good team. And I think that's what England needs to do. You know, you get a goal. When you get a goal, you have momentum. You're on the front foot. So why are you not looking for a second goal?
Do you know what? I just seen a stat here. 273 passes completed against Argentina, which is woeful, by the way, and
Yep.
just under 500 against Norway in the round before.
That's what I mean. It says a lot, don't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got some stats, and this is so these stats are before we up to our goal, shall I say? Okay, so possession wise, England had 45% possession, Argentina 54. You look at duels, both had 67 duels. Success rate was pretty even, 46 for England, 52 for Argentina. Corners 2 each. In terms of attacking, they had 5 shots, we had 2, so they had a bit more. Shots on target, we both had 1 each, and obviously ours was a goal. Shots inside the box 2 each. So actually, up to that point, it was even as anything. And I think if it stayed like that, Argentina would become desperate to get a goal. Then, if we just kept the team we did or made a like-for-like changes, we could have countered to get another goal. Passes 252 for England compared to Argentina's 313. It's all so even. But then you go back, you go into after we scored, right? And this is obviously where things started to change massively. We'll go back to the possession stats. So 21% possession after we scored. That's dropped to 20%. Argentina 78.9 to 79%, say. Possession lost in defensive half. 14 times we lost possession in our defensive half. In that last bit after we scored. Possession lost in the middle third 15 times. And it's become ridiculous. Corners, Argentina 4, England none. Let's look at the passes. England has 73 passes from 55th minute to the end of the game. 73. That is absolutely appalling.
Mm-hmm.
Argentina had 275. It's just ridiculous. And I think that shows where we went wrong so much in that game. I'd say it's even more shocking attacking wise. Argentina 10 shots in that period after we scored. 4 headed shots, 5 shots outside the box, 4 on target. England had 1 on target. They only had 3 shots in that whole period of time.
We just totally lost our heads, man. We just totally lost them.
Yeah.
Like in a normal game of football with nothing like riding on it, and it wasn't a semi-final, and we're playing Norway or someone like that, we go 1-0 up, and then we play exactly the same, try and get another goal, while with our quality trying to keep the ball and defending in our shape instead of defending with 11 men behind the ball.
Yep.
We just totally bottled it, and that's just our mentality in the last 5 World Cups, mate. But more.
It has, yeah. You're not wrong. Since we last won it, it feels like, we've come so close so many times, but it's just that. I mean, I want to put it down to the England DNA as such, right? And we know this as coaches. But I really do think that the way things are shaped is not good enough for today's football against the best teams in the world. Okay, it's all about possession based, but in the wrong aspects. Spain's all possession based, but it's the speed they do it. You know, the way their shape is off the ball. You know, and how they get back to win that ball. Once they've won that ball, it's all about keeping the ball, but at a different level that England don't do. You know, England are very short passes. Spain open up the play. You know, find the pockets inside, play it back outside, the 1-2s and stuff like that, which everyone knows Spain for. And I generally think England need to have a look at the core DNA and how we're setting up for the future, not just at this elite level. I think in general, going all the way through down to your grassroots.
Do you know what? Again, like you said, like we're coaches and we kind of understand this sort of thing. In that semi-final in the last half an hour or so, I didn't see any kind of patterns of play that we normally as a team, if you are struggling out of possession and in possession, you kind of resort back to patterns of play that you know and are trusted within your team that are reliable. And like whether that be a 3-player, 4-player combination down the line or in the middle or anything like that, we didn't see it, and we saw some brilliant analysis from who's the woman, the ladies USA coach, Lozza? Emma Hayes, and she was talking about our brilliant kind of patterns of play, where it was going back to the keeper, going out wide, attracting the pressure, playing down the line, and there being a route. I didn't see any of that against Argentina. We were seriously under the cosh, and we didn't have any patterns of play. And I think a lot of it is because Tuchel brought on about six defenders in that final little bit just to hold on against Argentina, instead of thinking about how we can get out of this and how we can get another goal.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. It is, and again, I could go back to like Spain and that. I know they won it, but you look at patterns in their play, diamonds, and I know Spain are probably one of the big ones for diamonds, making diamonds on that pitch around, and it works so effectively. And England can do stuff like that. You've seen England do it, but we come against a good team and we go to crap for some reason.
We forget about it, don't we?
Yeah, it just disappears. It's like it never existed. You know, and it's so frustrating. You know, and I think everyone always has hope. You know, we've got all these years of hurt we have. You know, all these years of pain. And it's like it's never going to change until we change the way we play football, the way our core DNA is set. You know, we can't be getting a goal and just sitting back. It's not good enough anymore. You know, we can't do that. It's not possible against these better teams. Against the crap teams, fine, do it. We've seen it. We've seen it in this World Cup, and it works. But it doesn't happen against these better teams. Your Argentinas, your Spain, your Frances, etc. England have to change the way they play to be able to win a World Cup, to win the Euros. We can get there, but we can never get over that final hurdle until things change. And I really did believe this tournament, Tuchel was a man to do that. You know, being a Chelsea fan, seeing what he did at Chelsea, I really did think that England would be something else this tournament. And after that first game against Croatia, and me and you watched that together, and in that second half, and that was an unbelievable performance. I really did think like, wow, this feels different already. But it very quickly reverted back to
do you know what?
Our norm as such.
Yeah, I think it's because there wasn't a lot of pressure on that game. I think it was the most difficult game in the group, and I think the players thought like there wasn't much pressure. We're allowed to like get a draw here. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So they played without fear. Yep. But as soon as there's some fear in there, you start resorting back to bad habits. So it's a mentality thing. I think
it is massively, and I think it's got to come from manager first. Tuchel, you know, he's got to get into him. Have no fear. I'm not being funny. We lost 2-1. If we played so attacking, you know, and just like played with no fear, like we did against Croatia. Do you know what? And we still went and lost. I'd be like, actually, do what? I'm happy that we, tried to attack.
Mate, it's the fact that
But
Tuchel
it's
said it
even
himself,
worse.
man. He said, like,
Yeah,
if we're gonna lose, we lose our way. That wasn't our way, man.
that wasn't our
That
way. No,
wasn't
no.
our way.
Well,
He totally
we're
bottled
used
it.
to England playing that way, but that's not the
He
way
he
he
let
promised us.
he
Yeah,
let the occasion get to him,
yeah,
and he's got to be held accountable. Like, we hired him for him to be a very strong mentality and for him to play our way, and he let us down. I'll be honest. And the players, the habits started going in their heads as soon as we went 1-0 up. Like, yeah, the players were like, oh, maybe we should hold on to it. Fine, the players are allowed to be nervous, but then you want a man on the sideline to grab them by the scruff of the neck and tell them, we're playing our way. Don't get into these habits. Play our way. If we lose, fine. Man, they had Messi, they had Alvarez, they've got some brilliant players. Enzo Fernández, who scored the goal. Fair enough, man. If you're lose, fair enough. But give them something. Give them something to worry about.
yeah,
We gave them
yeah.
nothing to worry about.
No, not bring on 4 defenders and just sit back to defend it.
No.
Go and try and get that second goal. I'm not being funny. Before we up to our goal and before we scored, Messi barely touched the ball, and if he did, it was someone was on him so quickly he
2 to
wasn't able
3.
to turn and move.
2 to 3 players,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And Elliot Anderson was class.
Mhm.
He was on him constantly. And it was after we scored it. We just let him have all the space in the world because we just went defensive. Back and forwards across our box. Getting crosses in, coming out, the falls to them again. Get a cross in, comes back out. And then you're stuck. You're stuck. You can't do nothing with it.
We're going round in circles here. I think the audience can get our frustration. Yeah, it's disappointing, but
Yeah.
hopefully Euros is the place to turn it around, and hopefully we can get in that final with Spain. And
Hopefully Tuchel does a
beat
better
them.
job.
Just Spain
Fingers
look
crossed.
like hot products at the moment.
Big time. Right, okay. So that's enough about ranting on about England and Tuchel.
We
As
could
much as
do
I
that
love,
all day, couldn't we?
we could do that all day. Yeah. I want to point out, and I know a lot of people have said he needs to go. I disagree. I think you got to give him a chance. We saw glimpses of hope, especially in that third place playoff game. He needs a chance.
Do you know what? If you remove that Argentina game from your memory, do you think Tuchel had a good tournament?
Yes, in
I
a
think he
way,
did.
and no, in a way. I think
Yeah, all right.
yes, the games against Croatia where he's brought us out in the second half, we were a different team. Yeah, like the third place playoff game against France. And him
thought
changing up mentality like that. Yeah, definitely.
I
I
thought the
think
subs
some of
he
the
made
games,
were really good. Yeah, some of the games were rough, but
some of the
I
games
think
are rough.
yeah.
And I'm just, again, going back to that mentality thing, Norway, Mexico, not being funny, not the greatest teams. We should be beating them easily, really. It's just really, really frustrating how we didn't. So, yes, in a way, we had a great tournament, but also no. I think he
Agreed.
could have done a lot better, especially what we were hoping for. What's your take on it? How do you think he did?
Do you know what? Throughout the whole tournament, I was praising him. His substitutions were like at a good time. He's making attacking substitutions. I remember, we remember under Southgate, he'd make choices and substitutions, but too late in the game.
Yeah.
And he'd make subs in like the 75th minute and the 80th minute. Tuchel, I found, was making them 60th minute, giving the players half an hour. I loved him in some so then that Argentina made me kind of really disappointed. But
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Euros.
Yeah, I agree with you with the subs actually. I think Southgate left him too late, way too many times. It's nice that Tuchel saw it early enough because this is one of my pet hates about football and managers bring on players with 10 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go. You know, if you want them to make an impact, you've got to give them a bit more than 5 minutes. The start of a start, everyone's straight up. Let's go straight away. You've got to get warm into the game, get used to the game.
Yeah, like
So by
pre-season,
giving him back,
fine, give them 5 minutes at the end or something.
yeah,
I don't know,
yeah,
or the end of the season. But like in a game where this player needs to get some touches on the ball and have an impact on the game, come on, man.
yeah, 5-10 minutes is not long enough. Making those subs in the 60th minute, 70th, yeah, I don't mind it. Not ideal, but don't mind it. You know, you still got 20 minutes plus stoppage time. You know, so in that sense, yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I think where he made those subs was a lot better. Most of the subs had time to make an impact in the game. So, right, okay, let's move on to the other semi-final then. Spain versus France. Basically the two teams that were destined to win this tournament, really. France being more the favourites at the start of the tournament. But obviously it finished 2-0 Spain. They were dominant, you know, through the game, even-ish in terms of possession and stuff like that. But they did look class, Spain, didn't they, in that game?
Mate, oh my God, Spain were silky and France were awful. I think I don't know if we talked about France earlier in the in one of our first podcasts, but do you know what? Their attack was their strong point, right? We labelled Dembele, Elise, Mbappe as being their strong players. But do you know what? This semi-final was outlined how poor their midfield and their defence kind of is out of possession. And
Yeah.
again, we'll talk about the third place playoff after this, but I think that really rammed it home how poor they are. They just get the ball simply to the best players on the pitch and let them do what they want. But when you don't have the ball, you need some good quality players out of possession, and France were lacking.
To be honest, right, they haven't got the worst players. They've got a decent team, midfield, defence. It's just I don't think they work together well enough.
Yeah, they got found out.
You know, and they're all class in their own way, but they didn't play as let's say as a unit as such.
As a
You know,
unit, yeah, that's
you
what
know
I'd
the
use.
attack. I agree. I think that they're another level. Obviously, all of them. You know, your Mbappe, your Elise's, Dembele, unbelievable, and you can see how well they play together. But it's no good them playing well together. It's got to come from the back, and they weren't great from back to midfield. Yeah, and I think that is where they've been let down this tournament big time. Personally, I mean, obviously Spain, got a penalty, 22nd minute. Oyarzabal scored it, and then Pedro Porro, he had a great tournament, scored in the 58th minute. Statistically, I mean, it was pretty even. I'll be honest, throughout. Possession wise, France had 49% possession. Spain had 50.9.
Do you know what?
Corners. Spain had 7
Statistics.
corners. Sorry, France had 7 corners. Spain had 1.
Yeah.
They both had 10 shots each. France had 3 on target. Spain only had 2 shots on target.
Isn't
their
that
goals.
crazy? Isn't that crazy how these stats make it look like France were like well in this?
Yeah.
I
Massively.
I watched the game. They weren't in it at all, really. France looked really poor, and I think most of their shots were from outside the box. Spain out of possession looked whatever level beyond world classes. Their counter press was brilliant.
Yep.
They were so compact. They got a really good cohesive unit. We brought out that word earlier. I loved it, and the stats, yeah, looks even, but the XG, some people don't like XG, but the XG is crazy 0.31 for France,
Yeah,
which basically means their 3 shots on target were almost impossible, and their 10 shots were either from range or at awful angles.
yeah. So they had 3 shots in the box. Dembele had 2 on the right hand side of a box, right to the edge of a box. And Chouameni had 1, not far in front of a goal.
Yeah.
The only other shot on target they had was Doué, and that was miles outside the box, to be honest.
Right.
One on target. It says a lot, don't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Spain, like we talked about how poor France were, but Spain were world class. Every single player on that pitch turned up. From back to front, they were a really good unit. Unai Simon, we'll talk about him later in our team of the tournament, little clue. He was brilliant. Kabasi, man, 19 years old, holds in the back. Their fullbacks, Cucurella Porro were world class. Rodri, oh, don't get me started on him. Oyarzabal's had a brilliant tournament, scored his penalty. Olmo looked class. Yamal even like threatened. We'll talk about Yamal, but
Yes, especially in that final.
yeah, he could have had a better tournament, but there are glimpses of him. But the whole Spain team just completely took France out easily.
Yep. I'd like to point out as well that our predictions at the start of the tournament,
Oh no.
Jumka predicted France to win the tournament. Oh no, sorry. Casey predicted France to win the tournament. You predicted Argentina to win the tournament, and I picked Spain.
Generational
from
stinker from Argentina. Yeah, you knew from the start. I thought
I
Argentina would actually do
Vamos
something.
España.
Oh, mate, honestly, Argentina.
Everyone put them out as well. Spain after their 0-0 draw with Cape Verde. I saw a lot of stuff, social media stuff like, Spain aren't they? Not going to win the tournament after this, blah blah. Don't rule them out of it ever.
Yeah,
Class they've got in that team.
Yeah, you saw the vision. I think I had them in the final against Argentina. I knew Spain would be good, but I thought the emotion behind Argentina would carry them through. But Spain, oh my god, spanked them.
Myself. Okay, right. So let's move on then to the third place playoff. We just touched on France there, and obviously England. What a absolutely crazy game of football that was. England were 4-0 up at half time. They went on to win the game 6-4. It was a game that if you missed it, and I know a lot of people are like, yeah, who cares about third place playoff? But this was probably, I'd say, my game of the tournament by far.
Yeah,
not just the fact there's goals, but it was just unbelievable. An unbelievable game of football.
It's up there with that Cape Verde game against Argentina. There with that, what's that, Egypt Argentina game. I thought they were the highlights as well.
Yes.
10 goals, back to front, back and forward, it's just insane game of football. And you said about people missing the game. I missed it. I was like, oh, I don't want to watch.
I know you missed it.
I was so like emotionally kind of away from England after I lost to Argentina that I just like I didn't want to watch it. I finished work. I caught the last 10 minutes. I was regretting every second of it.
Yeah. I mean, and I know we touched on obviously the semi-final and 2 corner stuff, and this is where I think we go back to mentality about no fear. There was nothing to play for really here, but playoff. Who cares if you finish third or fourth? Like, you're not won the tournament. End of. You finished 20th. You don't win it.
That's a big part as to why we won, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it was the fact that they had no fear. They went out there and just played how they wanted to play. And it was so good, to see. We get a goal in the third minute. I'm pretty sure it was. Saka. No, so Declan Rice, yeah, with that great shot from outside the box, which we did again. We didn't do enough in this tournament. You know,
No.
he hit it, and what a hit it was. We have the players to do that. Declan Rice has the ability to do that. Elliot Anderson has the ability to do that. We just didn't choose to do it. You know, and Declan Rice goes and gets an assist in the 18th minute from a corner, and
Set
Konza knocks it
piece,
in.
man.
Yeah. What we said at the start, you know, this is one of our first podcast things we were talking about. You know, set pieces.
Tuchel said we're going to be a set piece team.
Yep, and we weren't really the whole tournament, but we scored a few goals from set pieces, but wasn't like we could have been. But that was a great corner, great header, exactly what we wanted to see. And then Saka went and got 2 before half time in the 37th minute and the 46th. And at that point, you know, it just looked like plain sailing for England. But it wasn't to be.
Mentality.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we opened up and let France get us. Like,
We did.
I don't know what you guys listening would rather, or you, Joe. Like, we opened up and we tried. We kept going because we could have very easily put 11 men behind the ball like Argentina, and maybe France would have struggled a little bit. But I think it's inevitable that this France team scores against you. They've got the best playmaker in the world in Elise. They've got the best forwards in the world in Mbappe. What do you want? They got a Ballon d'Or winner in Dembele. What are you gonna do?
They were always going to score, and we didn't have. You know, we had, you know, Dean Henderson starting in goal. We didn't have you know, John Pickford as well. And like, I'll be honest, they were always going to score France. Yeah, like, I agree. They've got the class to score against us. There's no doubt we weren't going to concede. But I like the fact that, I mean, at this point, I'd have sat back, you know, 4-0 up, just sit your players back. But I like the fact that they had no fear and they wanted to go and get more and more and more. I'll be honest, against the France team. It did open us up, and then that's where France showed their quality a bit. You know, Mbappe getting a goal, you know, shortly after half time. Elise assist, shocker. Barcola in the 54th, Mbappe assisting him, and then the 66th with Mbappe scoring and Elise again assist. You know, and we go back to that forward line of France, and you can clearly see with those 3 goals, it's all of them again. But when it goes to 4-3, that's when you start panicking again, from an England point of view.
And Elise missed a sitter, by the way, to make it 4-4.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Sitter.
Yeah, and that's where everyone starts panicking again.
Yeah, and do you know what? We're praising England, but we talked about this earlier. I'd like to see us keep the ball a little bit. And how did we score that Saka and Bellingham goal at the end? There were 2 counter-attacks, man.
Yep. Yeah, they were. Yeah,
like,
got the penalty through Spence.
Yeah, great that we're counter-attacking and getting some patterns of play in there. But can we kind of like be a bit braver? Step up high, keep the ball for like 10, 15, 20 passes.
Yep.
I don't know.
I agree. I think, you know, when you come out at half time and France get that first goal, I think that's when you got to switch straight away. I think I would go with mentality that it's 0-0. You're saying the 80th minute, right? What Argentina did to us. You want to play it around in their half, keep the ball, but play it around in their half. And I think that's the way England need to go about it.
Mm.
You know, you're 4-1 up. You know, you're 4-0 up at half time. There's no reason France should be scoring 3. Yes, they'll probably score 1, but 3, you know, make it 4-3. It is, you know, again, it's only a third place playoff. Who really cares? But it's a fact that you've gone out, you produced an unbelievable attacking performance against a France side who are destined to win the World Cup. You know, then you concede 3 in the second half. You've got to change the ways. You know.
Well, we conceded 4, didn't we?
Well, yeah. In the end, you know, we scored, they scored, and we scored again. But I think after they scored the first goal, you've got to go to that more possession based side of things, like you say. Just switching mentality. You know, it was like one mentality throughout. Again, from England, it seems to be the way it's going. We spoke about the Mexico game. We spoke about Norway game. It just seems to be that same mentality throughout the game. This one was we were so attacking, and it continued, and we were left so open. And you're going to have players against betting Mbappe, Elise, who are going to exploit us for being open. You
Yeah,
know, 4-0 up, just come back. You know, keep the ball, like you say. You know,
yeah.
be more compact. But we won, so that's all that matters.
Do you want to like label any players that you enjoyed watching in that game in particular? And we'll talk about some players
God,
who weren't as good.
I mean, I think Saka's got to have a good mention there because he hadn't played much of a tournament. Obviously, he, was recovering at the start of the tournament. But to get a hat trick, I mean, he was class. Saka. I think we missed him a lot in the games beforehand.
Agreed.
He was just another level, and that's the Saka we know.
Yep.
This was his game, and it was just a shame it was a game too late.
Yeah, I wanna highlight Declan Rice in this game.
Yeah,
Up
absolute
until this,
class.
yeah, dude. Oh my god! If you go back and watch the replay of that game, right, which is on I think BBC iPlayer, go and just watch Declan Rice. He is probably man of the match if it wasn't for Saka's hat trick. Every
Yeah,
single time France were like building up, if there was any player on the pitch that would stop the attack, it was him. It was an outrageous defensive performance from Declan Rice. He was proper in the zone, and we needed that version of him in the World Cup, and we didn't get that. He was unwell. I think he was tired from the season. I,
pretty sure he
I
had an
want,
injury when he was recovering from
yeah.
the start.
He was absolutely immense.
Couldn't agree
Um,
more.
anyone
Couldn't
else
agree
you want to
more.
highlight? Because I want to highlight someone who had a stinker.
Um, I want to mention Jez Spence.
Yeah,
Again, I mean, he got a lot of, everyone slating him off beforehand, before the tournament. Why is he coming? Blah blah blah. We even mentioned in our podcast, about why he's been picked over some players, and I think he showed his absolute class against Argentina and France.
yeah.
I mean, he won us a penalty, as well. I think that was one of the biggest things.
He had Elise in his back
But
pocket, apart from the two
yeah, he's
assists.
he's defending, these world class players, and he was absolute class, Jed Spence.
Yeah, so I watched
Um,
Jed Spence in the game, and Elise was on that right side as like a right winger in that little half
yeah,
space and out wide at times. And normally, if you're that left back following that right winger, your coach would maybe tell you to maybe defend the one-on-ones, and then if he cuts inside, you pass it over to someone else. Did you notice what he was doing, Joe?
he was
When
following him all
he was
throughout.
following him, he
Yeah,
was just
doesn't matter
it
if he
was.
beat him; he's back on him, straight on him,
Yeah,
bang, bang, bang.
it was Jed Spence versus Elise that entire game. Jed Spence, if Elise drops into zone 14 into the central area, he'd follow him and tackle him in that zone. If he's to drop deep 5-10 yards, Jed Spence is on him, and it happened 5 to 10 times in that game.
Yep,
Brilliant.
yep. He was another level, Jed Spence. Um, that Argentina game, like I say, he was absolutely class. Made those brilliant tackles, to stop Argentina scoring. Yeah, he deserves a lot of credit. To be fair to him, especially after some of the crap he probably got beforehand before the tournament.
Yeah.
You go along with us, and the England team had a good game.
Mate,
Um,
can we, sorry, you said the word crap. Can we bring up a crap player,
go on,
please?
yeah, go on.
Ivan Toney.
Yeah, couldn't
Ivan
agree more.
Toney had the worst striker performance I've ever seen for England. I don't know if you watched him, but you're a striker yourself. Did you watch
Yeah,
him that game,
of course.
mate? Oh my God, I'm not a striker, but I know what I want to see in a striker, and that wasn't it.
No,
Every
no,
time
no.
he
He was
received
shocking.
the ball, the pass back to whoever it was really poor. Technically, the pass would be too hard. He'd miss his player, or I can't describe to you how poor he was. I never want to see him in an England squad again. Like I think Tuchel brought him for penalties or something, and this
Yeah,
selection against France was a pity pick. Never have him start for us ever again.
I'll be honest. The way England play does not suit him,
Oh no,
and him dropping, it's basically what Harry Kane does. Gets a ball, releases it, backwards, and then moves on. Ivan Toney can't do that. Uh Not to be rude, but he plays in the Saudi Pro League, right? Not the best,
he
I'll be
did not
honest.
look
Okay.
ready for that level of game.
And no, he didn't. He was well off of it. Absolutely well off of it. I remember
And
us
so,
saying at the
go on.
start, in our podcast about Ivan Toney being picked, and we not too keen on him being picked. And I think this is exactly why.
Danny
You
Welbeck
know,
would have been class in that game against France, by the way.
yeah, yeah. I think he deserved to go, you know. Danny Welbeck, right after seasons he's had, and it's just I do agree with you. I think he's picked him for penalties because he's a great penalty taker.
Did he take
His
any
record's
penalties
very
this World
good.
Cup? Did he?
But we didn't need penalties, did we?
Nope.
You
No.
know? And I'll be honest, Ollie Watkins didn't do much either.
Dude, he was
You know?
the reason we conceded one of the goals. Tuchel, right. We got to talk about this as well. Tuchel played him on the left wing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Did you
yeah.
see that?
Yeah,
I think Tony stayed up top and he went
he
to like a
did, yeah.
4-2-3-1 and he played Watkins
He
out
come
on
on
that
he come
left
on for Marcus
side.
Rashford, didn't he?
Yeah, but I thought he would do a little switcheroo with the team shape and put
Yeah.
Watkins up with Ivan Toney, move someone to the left, keep Belly. Mate, I couldn't believe he put him on the left, and then he received the ball, tried beating his player, which he shouldn't ever have to do as a centre forward, and he lost it against Upamecano, I think it was, and
Yeah.
we conceded the goal. I don't understand that. Watkins got put out to dry, I think, from Tuchel.
Yeah. And it's just how do I put this? We have a lack of forwards in our squad.
Yeah,
We don't have the best forwards, the best number nines, and this is a big problem. Harry Kane's getting on. I mean, he's class, no one can fault. He's world class. He's an absolute quality player. But you know, we are going to struggle massively going forwards when we lose Harry Kane.
yeah. I
You
think
know,
then is coming up is Jordan. Maybe it's the centre forward Liam Delap, dare I say. I don't know
no,
who
don't
else
say
we've
that.
really got. Rio and Gamoa, he's a winger. You got Dalman, winger, Cam. I don't see any strikers coming through.
We haven't. Have we really? You know, we haven't got those world class strikers. We haven't got the Mbappes, and stuff like that who can take a game by the scruff and neck and just go and produce something unbelievable. Maybe we don't need them. Spain don't need them. Spain
No,
haven't got world class strikers, yet they can perform. But I think the way England play, they need a world class striker, and we just don't have that. Well, we have Kane, but if he gets injured and he's getting on age wise, who's next? Ivan Toney and Ollie Watkins have really got to pull something out of the bag. Coming up to his next tournaments. Danny Welbeck, I mean, he's getting on age wise. Will he go to another international tournament? I don't know. He's getting on quite a bit. So I don't know, but it was a class game. 19 shots each as well in that game. It was just something else, such a nice game to see England
Very
win.
enjoyable. Yeah.
Right. So now we've got that game out the way. Let's move on to the final of the World Cup. Spain, Argentina. So I mean, this was unbelievable game, wasn't it? Anyway, not to talk about obviously, but just how the game panned out. Argentina had nothing going forward, absolutely nothing, which is surprising. I'll be honest with you. Don't mind the players they have, likes of Messi. You know, they just couldn't produce anything in the whole game. From Argentina's point of view.
By the way, got a little surprise guest here. Case. How
Ace,
are you?
Wagwan people.
Mod one, mate. Hello. Did you watch the final?
Period.
What do you think?
It was pretty boring, can't lie.
Yeah, it was pretty boring. It's,
I think Spain's first goal should have counted. But overall, the second goal was quite good. The one that was actually counted, it was really good. But Argentina was just so bad. They had no shots. It's
Yeah.
I mean, I
it's
think
sad, wasn't it?
yeah, I just didn't try hard enough.
They were just outclassed the whole game, you know, which is absolutely appalling. Because I think if England were in that final, we would actually given Spain a run for their money.
Oh yeah,
Um,
you don't get much worse than that in a World Cup final, do you?
No,
I think
it
we could
was
have done better.
absolutely appalling. Yeah, I mean, Emi Martinez making 11 saves across the game, which, if I'm not mistaken, was the most saves in a World Cup final. Only goalkeeper.
I can believe that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
a
was a
stat
new
he doesn't want
record
to have,
for
isn't
any
it?
goalie in yeah, exactly, in the World Cup final, which is absolutely insane. You know, like it just you can't write it, can you?
No.
Especially with players, you know, we spoke about Argentina, you know, not long ago, but the players they have, you expected them to get something, or at least give Spain a run for their money, but Spain were in a league of their own, to be honest. Here's another interesting stat about Spain. Spain are now unbeaten in their last 38 matches in all competitions.
Oh,
The longest ever run by any European or South American team in history, which is incredible.
who's gonna stop them, mate?
This is the thing. I mean, I was looking earlier at like their ages across their team. This team's going to be around a while.
Yep.
You know, they're going to be here for the next World Cup. Pretty much every single player in that squad. You know, they're going to be there for the Euros.
They got players
Someone's
replacing them as well.
exactly. They got world class players who aren't even in the squad yet. You know, you got Unai Simon in goal. You also got David Raya as a backup. You know, on the Premier League Golden Glove. Is it 2 seasons running? I think. You know, it's like the class they have is unbelievable. And I'll be honest, their unbeaten run, I think, is going to carry on. 38 games unbeaten, 129, draw 9. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And they showed that in that final. And they were just another level against that Argentina side. We dive into the stats quickly. So 65% possession Spain. You know, we touched on that, didn't we, with England about possession-based teams. Spain is that possession-based team. In terms of passes, they had 853 passes across the game, which is nearly double what Argentina had. Argentina had 464. So It's just absolutely insane. Their passing accuracy, 89.4%.
For that many
You know,
passes, that's a joke.
yep. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Absolutely unbelievable. Passes in the opponent's half, 488 compared to Argentina's 191. You know, it's insane. Total passes in the final third, 262. You know, they had 262 passes in Argentina's final third. You know, in their defensive area, it's just Spain were just another level, and it's going to take a lot for someone to come up and beat them. It
Yeah,
really, really
I
will.
think Rodri was outstanding in that
Oh
game.
yeah, unbelievable, weren't they?
Yeah, those fullbacks, that goalkeeper, Kabasi being 19 years old, the whole team was absolutely brilliant and a joy to watch. But it was not a great game of football.
No, it was. It's not what you want for a final. Let's be honest. It's a group game, kind
Because
of game, and
I'll give Argentina the only positive, the only kind of praise that I can give them is that they defended like absolute heroes in that game.
oh yeah.
I've never seen a team defend so well in a game like that before in my life. They were just awesome.
I mean, they
Considering
held out,
they
didn't
had,
they?
yeah, considering they had both their centre backs get taken off for injury in that game, and they still held on. Fair play, but it was
100%.
it was inevitable that Spain would go win that.
I mean, you go to attacking wise, Spain had 20 shots, Argentina 2. Spain had
Those
12 on target.
those two shots from Argentina came in the like last 5 minutes as well. By the way,
Yes, they did. Yeah, actually, I've got a stat on this as well. I'm pretty sure. Write it down somewhere. Bear with me. I'll find it in all of this. I mean, this is also an interesting stat. So there were just 3 shots in the first half of a match, obviously all for Spain, and it's the fewest first half shots in a World Cup final on record since 1966. But it's
Oh.
also the first time on record Argentina didn't manage a single attempt in the opening in 45 minutes.
Yeah,
That's an interesting stat.
don't bring up who played in that 1966 final.
Why do you? We
We
it's
were
too
the
long
other
ago.
team.
Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah. The last time to win the World Cup for old England, eh?
Yeah, and we did it by no one having a shot in the first half. We stunk our way to the win.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what we got to do.
yeah.
Here we go. So Argentina were the first team in World Cup history not to have a shot in 90 minutes of a World Cup final, and their first attempt came via Messi in the 117th minute.
Did that
It's their
come off?
first shot.
Whose face did that come off? Do you remember?
Yes, it did.
S-
Oh, who
Mikel
got
Marino.
knocked out by it? That's it.
Mikel
Yeah.
Marino.
Took one for the team, didn't he? There.
Oh my god. I was genuinely scared that he would like get knocked out from that. Because I know I would. Messi, I've never seen him hit a ball so hard on his left foot, flush
Yep.
to the face. Oh my god.
Got absolutely battered, didn't he?
Poor guy.
Right. So let's look into. So we spoke about Spain's disallowed goal. Now, Casey obviously touched on this, so I want to know your thoughts on it. Is it a goal? Is it not a goal?
It was a goal.
Jack?
So hang on, talk me through that goal because I've forgotten. Was it the
It was basically
ball-
they passed it into, I forgot who the striker was.
oh yeah, that's a guy,
And
yeah.
he like his not even half of like the smallest bit of like maybe the back 2 studs went on the other guy's foot.
Oh, I remember.
He threw himself to the floor. And I thought it was a free kick on the keeper when he kicked him, but he didn't kick the keeper, and then it fell to whoever scored. And yeah.
Right, oh man, it's so difficult because there was that similar situation where Argentina against Egypt. Do you remember? Right, so Argentina conceded that goal against Egypt, that
Yes.
brilliant goal, and then
And
there
it
was a
went
little
all the way back down the other
all
end.
the way back. There was a little stud on the foot. Otamendi sold it like the Argentinian that he is.
Typical.
I'd like to see the goal get given, personally. I think it was an accident that he did deliberately step on his foot. I think that needs to get looked at. I think fouls like that isn't a foul. It's just like, it's a coming together. It's a... He wasn't going to touch the ball, Otamendi, at all. So it was useless. It was a goal, in my
I
opinion.
couldn't agree more. I agree. It's a goal. You know, it was a contact sport. We're not playing netball. I use this phrase so much. You guys know this, but it's a contact sport. So he's not even looking at the defender at that point. The ball's coming into him. He's taking a touch. He's getting the ball out his feet. So, yes, he stepped back. All right, he stepped onto his toe or whatever. But come on. You know, like, there's nothing in that whatsoever. He's not done it, on purpose, or it's not malicious or anything like that. He's just backed into the play and caught his toe. Come on, you disallow a goal for that. It's just not enough for a foul. I'll be honest. It should have been given, but hey, I'm not a World Cup referee.
Well, not helping the VAR Argentina allegation.
Argentina, mate. Yeah, Argentina getting another cheap way through this. Yeah, another decision for them. Typical, isn't it? Okay, what about the red? We'll touch on the red card because this was hysterical. It was like sent out of the
Bro, he sent him flying like
WWE.
WWE move, yeah.
Yeah, it's just that was I couldn't believe it.
No, that was a monumental moment, bro. That's the first time I've ever seen WWE in a football match.
Honestly,
it's like John Cena.
Literally, yeah.
Randy Orton, slipping like snake. Watch out! Push.
Yeah, dude,
it
was a total head loss moment from Enzo Fernández. What is he thinking, man? On a yellow card due to dissent in a World Cup final. First of all, your head needs checking if you're going to get dissent in a World Cup final. And then you go and do that. Even if he wins the ball, right? He's not scoring. He ain't got legs to score in that. Like, what is it, 60th minute or something?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have the legs to run up that pitch. If it was a perfect tackle, he was going to ground, right? So he would have had to get up, get the ball, and score past. Head loss moment.
I mean, it wasn't. What was it? 93rd minute, I think it was.
Was it?
He got sent off. Yeah, wasn't it the 3rd minute of stoppage time in the second half?
Pretty sure. I don't know.
I could have sworn it was earlier in the game.
I thought it was
it was extremely late.
No, it was before the first half.
No, it wasn't. It was.
No,
second
sorry,
half,
before the second half. It was
93rd minute. There you go. Second yellow card was the 93rd minute. Yep.
Oh, well, I'm wrong.
Oh, well, extra time in that.
Yeah,
regardless, he screwed out for Argentina even more. Defensively, they were solid. That's the one bit of praise. Like you say, Jack, you can give them. They were absolutely brilliant defensively.
And what were they playing for? They were playing for penalties.
Penalties.
Yes.
The only way you could beat Spain. Yeah, like that was just unbelievable. I mean, the scent was poor. Why are you throwing your hands like that in the way of towards a referee?
It's just he gets away
in
with
that moment
in the Prem, right?
Yeah, of course, but it's just not good enough. You're going to get the scent for that as a yellow card, and then make a challenge like that. Yeah, your mind.
Nah, that's great banner. Hilarious.
Like it's just so poor. It really is.
He's let his country down. He is the sole reason they lost that game.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think Ferran Torres was well.
I think if he's on the pitch, it goes to penalties. If 11 against 11, it goes to penalties.
Agreed.
Enzo Fernández was the 6th player to be sent off in a FIFA World Cup final. 50% of those are Argentina players. So you had Enzo Fernández, And in 1990, Pedro Monzon and Gustavo Dazzotti also got sent off for Argentina. Says a lot about Argentinian players, don't it, really?
Yeah, but they get
really
angry
does.
real quick, so
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
it's a
It's
common theme.
crazy, isn't it?
It runs
I'll
in the
touch on
blood.
a few more facts before I leave you. And we move on to the transfer news. Spain have won the World Cup, obviously, for the second time after 2010. Meaning that 7 of the 8 winners of a tournament have now won it at least twice. Do you know the only nation to have won it once?
Oh man.
England.
Yeah.
Oh, why you gotta do us like that?
Sorry, I'm
Joe?
sorry. To point out, obviously, how good Spain were. They obviously conceded just 1 goal in 8 games at the World Cup. And not surprisingly, it's the fewest goals conceded by any team in a World Cup winning campaign. Shocker. Also, what was quite interesting is obviously Spain's first game. Remember the score?
0-0, I think.
0-0, yeah, against Cabo Verde. It's a second consecutive tournament. The eventual winners have failed to win their opening game. Do you know the Argentina score in the first game in
Was it the Saudi
2022?
Arabia game?
Wasn't that Argentina
Yes.
3-0?
It was Saudi Arabia. They lost 2-1 to Saudi Arabia in
2-1.
2022.
That was it.
Yep. There you go. Something interesting. Ferran Torres as well was just a second substitute to score the winning goal in a FIFA World Cup final. Do you know who was the only other substitute to score?
Who?
2014 German player.
Wait.
Jurtzer.
Yes. And who was that against? Argentina.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I remember that
Yeah.
Goetze goal, so famous. Casey, do you remember the Goetze goal?
Case would have been 2 years old.
Yeah.
No, but like I probably would have
Have
seen
you heard
it.
of it?
Walk me through it.
Oh my god, just major drama. Mario Goetze, no? Is it Mario Goetze? Yeah, just gets brought on for Germany. He was like an up and coming German little youngster back then. And it was a tap in, I think, at the back post, if I remember correctly.
I feel like I've heard of it.
I think you've seen it at some point in your life. You've seen it.
Who scored it?
Mario Götze. He's very famous.
Yeah,
for being...
no, I think I have heard of it.
Am I tripping, or did he get cancer at some point in his career, or some sort of disease?
I was not expecting that.
I don't know.
Mario Götze illness.
Yeah.
He got a rare metabolic disorder and myopathy, a muscle disease. The condition caused him to suffer from constant fatigue. Yeah, wasn't cancer, my bad, but it was something serious, and he otherwise he would have been like a world-class player.
Yeah, he was up and cut. He's one of those, like Lamine Yamal now. He was one of those players back in the day.
Yeah.
Mental. Okay, right, another one here. So there are 3 instances on record since 1966 of a player completing 100 plus passes in a FIFA World Cup final. 2 of them came via Spain players against Argentina.
What year though?
Name them.
What year?
Against Argentina this year. The 2 of them came against Argentina.
So that is going to be Rodri and Kabasi.
Yep. Correct, yeah. 101 passes to Rodri, and Kabasi got 121.
I know ball.
And the only other player to register 100 plus passes in the World Cup final was Dunga for Brazil in 1994.
Yeah, I wouldn't have
with
got
130. No, that's why I didn't ask you that one.
Dunga.
5 of the last 6 FIFA World Cup finals gone to extra time, which is insane.
We remember the penalties last World Cup, don't we?
Yeah, big time. Big time.
That was a mad World Cup.
It really was. Last one.
That was like Argentina. I thought Argentina would have won in normal time, but
also, this is really interesting. Nico Gonzalez is he was only the 5th player to make his first ever World Cup appearance. World Cup start in a final.
Whoa, that's
He's never started a game in a World Cup before.
And his first one was the final.
Was a final, yeah.
Well, it turns out it was a rubbish decision. So I don't think I'll be doing that again.
Yeah, so that's crazy. Only the 5th player to do that.
Yeah, he
Absolutely
justified that, didn't he?
Yeah, big time, yeah.
He justified that.
And Spain were the first side to feature 2 teenagers in a single World Cup final.
Kabasi and hold on. Is it?
Oh no.
Pedri? No.
Case, come on.
Yamal.
Oh,
Sorry.
Thank God for that.
I was like, Pedri
Panicking
didn't
then.
start.
What were you
Yeah,
doing?
oh my god, what am I on?
And
Mate, I'm
last
loving
one,
this. Keep it going.
I've only got one more, I'm sorry.
Oh,
But at 30 years and 101 days, Argentina named the second oldest average start in 11 in a FIFA World Cup final.
damn.
You're not going to guess this, but it was Brazil were the only ones who fielded an average of 30 years and 216 days.
When was that?
Yes. Czechoslovakia in 1962.
Damn, not gonna get that, am I?
Oh, no, you're not going to get that.
Damn.
There you go. There's some interesting facts about the World Cup final.
Maybe we can have a little fact segment in each podcast now.
Yeah, that'd
I
be
enjoyed
interesting.
that.
Sorry, I've got one more actually.
Oi!
Yeah, one more. So Argentina finished as runners-up at the FIFA World Cup final for the 4th time, which is the joint most of any side. You know the team they're joint with?
I'm
Brazil.
No.
I'm gonna say France would be the easy one, but I'm having a hint about Italy or Germany. Is it one of them 3, Joe?
It is one of those answers, yeah.
Oh,
What team did you say?
France, Italy, or Germany? I have
Yeah.
a feeling about Italy, but very easy to say France.
I would have said Italy as well.
No,
I'm gonna say
both,
France.
You're both wrong.
Germany. Damn
It's Germany,
it.
yeah.
Is it actually Germany?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Germany, yeah. They finished as runners-up 4 times in the World Cup. Shame for them. Never forget that. Frank Lampard gone. I'm sorry, Germans. I don't like you that much.
Definitely was a goal.
Exactly.
It was a goal, yeah, but hey yo. Right. Well, that takes us through the main bit of the World Cup review. Right, we're gonna move on to team of the tournament. Which is obviously extremely interesting. So Jack, do you want to start us off?
What position should we go for first? Shall we go?
Let's start off from the back. So let's go goalkeeper.
Okay. Right. Let me get my team of the tournament up.
Team tournament.
Here we
I
are.
like
Right. Okay, Storm, knock it off with a player you think should get goalkeeper of the tournament.
I don't know if I'm going to say it right. Unai Simon, I think.
Okay. Yeah. I've got him noted down. I've got some honourable mentions as well. We'll let Joe have a little word as well.
Yeah.
Who do you think should be Joe?
Unai Simon.
Okay, so it's 3 points for him.
Yeah.
7 clean sheets.
Yeah.
I've noted down another stat. He got a 90.9% save percentage in this World Cup. So of all the shots he did face, which I think was 10 on target, I heard a little rumour, he saved 90. Crazy. The job was made easy for him. But he had a job to do, and he did it.
And their only goal they conceded, it was a goalkeeper, Jack.
Well, I think he was the goalkeeper. He was the goalkeeper against Belgium where they conceded, but I think Raya conceded in the first game. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. No,
he conceded against Belgium. Unai Simon,
yes.
I think.
Yeah, he did.
To Ketelaere, the header. I remember I watched the game.
It was the header, yes. Yeah, because I know we said about David Raya conceding that. No, he didn't.
So Raya played the first game, played a half against against someone, can't remember who, and he didn't do a very good performance, and he got taken off at halftime.
Yeah.
Unai,
I mean, there's no doubt Unai Simon deserved it. No doubt about it.
Have you got any? honourable mentions you want to put forward? Because I've got some.
I want to put forward Vizinha. Cape Verde.
Of course, he has to be
Yeah,
brought up. Yeah,
you know, you can't fault him. I'll be honest. You know, he was just another level, wasn't he? Like no one
Bless him.
knew he was when he come in here, and he was unbelievable. Some of the saves he pulled off, absolute class. There's a, you know, he was neck on neck with Simon, but you know, Simon won the World Cup. The
And
amount of
got
clean
the
sheets
Golden
he went
Glove as
through,
well.
and
So
got
it
the Golden Glove.
has to be him.
Can't fault him, can you?
I want to bring up someone who I thought had a pretty damn good World Cup as well. Gregor Kobel for Switzerland.
Yes, that's a
He
great
plays
shout.
for Dortmund, and I thought he had a brilliant World Cup personally. Stats wise, he got the highest XG prevention in the whole World Cup with 2.3. So that means he didn't concede the most chances, and he got 2 clean sheets in the World Cup as well. I thought he's just a very good goalkeeper, very tall, playing for Switzerland. Had a good World Cup. I think he do well for Dortmund next season as well.
Agree more. Couldn't agree more. Okay, right. Let's move on to the back line then. So let's go. Let's start off right back. We've got his
Go on,
right
Lozza.
back.
Go on, Lozza, you first.
I got Pedro Porro.
Yeah, I've got Pedro Porro as well. Casey, you got any other right backs in mind, or is Pedro Porro at the top of your list, the Spanish right back?
I'm pretty sure he played right back. I'm not 100% sure. Jed Spence.
Okay, so I've got him down as my left back for a little.
I can't remember if he played right back or left back. I can't remember.
I think he played right back very briefly, but he's been our left back pretty much.
But I'd probably say Pedro Porro.
Oh, there's also someone I want to bring up. A little shout out to Munoz, the Crystal Palace right back for Colombia.
Yep.
He's scored 2 goals in the World Cup, and only conceded Colombia 2 goals this whole World Cup. So he's had a very good World Cup, Munoz, but I think Porro deserves it. Scored in the final, didn't he? No, scored in the semi.
No,
I think
scored in the semi-final.
Yeah.
He was absolutely class defensively. You know, offensively, don't fault him this tournament.
Just a shame he plays for Tottenham.
Big shame. You're welcome at Chelsea.
Is he?
I take him.
Welcome to Chelsea. After his performance in the World Cup, I'd take him. All right, centre backs. So I've gone with Kabasi. I don't care what anyone says. He is in there. He's got to be in there somewhere. I've also gone with Lisandro Martinez as well.
Oh, so have I. Case, any centre backs?
You want me to be truthfully honest?
Well, go on.
Yeah, I have no idea about centre backs.
Hey man, that's okay.
I can't lie, but I know who you lot are. I'm gonna have to say the ones that you said because right now I'm kind of stuck for centre backs. So.
What about any English centre backs that you remember playing? Do you remember Dan Burn? Maybe
I want to say Dan Burns like there, but he didn't play as much as I wanted him to.
No, I've got him in my notes. Dan Burn.
That's the only thing that actually like peed me off is that he's one of them amazing defenders and he came on as a sub. Like, why is he coming? He should, in my eyes, he should be starting, but
he certainly had a very good cameo when he came on twice in this World Cup. I've got Kabasi Laporte. That is his right hand man.
Yep.
Lisandro Martinez. I want to highlight Lisandro Martinez's assist for Messi against Cape Verde.
Yep.
World class ball playing centre half. Lisandro Martinez. I'll give him his dues. And I think he scored a goal against Cape Verde.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I'm sure he scored in this tournament as well. Yep. Yeah, he was just brilliant at the back for Argentina. This tournament,
He's
we talk
not
about
bad yet, but he's just
defensively.
aggressive.
Yeah,
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 but
that's
defensively
how they
for
play.
Argentina, he
I
was
would love to
brilliant.
play for Argentina then.
Just a shame he had to come off in the final.
Yeah, what actually
Was
was
he
up with him?
I think he looked like he had a
injured him?
That's
hamstring
what I
problem.
thought.
But who knows? But he put his body on the line against Spain in that final. Fair play to him.
Yeah, 100%.
I think you were coming out with
Kabasi.
some Kabasi stats, John.
I know. I just wanted to mention him. Like in general, I think he got young player of the tournament, which a lot of people were expecting something like Yamal to get it, and I'm really, really glad that he got it because I think a lot of the time it goes to the attacking players. It is so nice to see a defensive player win something across a whole tournament.
And
Yeah, I mean, we touched on this beforehand, Jack. Like after the
Yeah.
game we watched together, and it shows, people with grassroots and lower levels and all these young kids that you can still win stuff like this. You don't have to be an attacker. You can be a defender.
if you're
You can,
damn good at your job, you're gonna get rewarded. And
Yeah.
I want to bring Casey into this because you currently play for under 15 team now. Do you
Yes.
think this is going to help younger players want to play in those positions for Kabasi getting that reward and Rodri winning player of the tournament in that holding midfielder role? What's your opinion on it?
If I was someone who was younger and saw someone like him win a trophy like that, I'd probably want to play centre back. I think it does help because it shows that, like you said it, or Joe said it don't matter. You don't have to be an attacker to win awards, and I think that younger people seeing him would like. I think it would help.
It just gives the defensive sides of the game a little bit of glory and a little bit of recognition, which it is so warranted. Because there are so many games in every single level of football where you've got to dig deep and defend and pass and be really reliable on the ball. And Kabasi and Rodri were both at this tournament.
I think that I thought, like, personally, I thought someone like Yamal would have won it, but seeing him win it was, I think he deserved it.
couldn't agree more. Here's some of his stats. So obviously Spain got 7 clean sheets. His pass completion percentage, 96%.
Who's this?
Kabasi.
Right. Yeah, that's outrageous.
He completed 640 passes, attempted 662.
Right, so I want to highlight as well with Spain's style of play, it's not as if he is receiving the ball from his goalkeeper and performing those 600 passes. He is breaking lines. He is on the halfway line, maybe even on the edge of the box when Spain have possession. And he is one of the key players in build-up. Like when Spain can't go forward, they go back to him. And with that 96%, what'd you say?
Yeah, 96% pass
That's
completion.
outrageous. Like Casey, I want to bring this over to you. Like, imagine one of our centre backs getting 600 passes in a game and having a 96%.
No, that's
pass
across the whole
accuracy.
tournament.
Okay.
I was going to say, in a game is mad.
So how many passes in that final game? I reckon it was over
He
100,
recorded
200.
117 passes.
Yeah, imagine one of our centre backs getting 117 passes with like a 90% pass success rate. You would love him, right, Case?
I don't know what I'd do.
I mean, he had an 8th of Spain's overall passes. Spain had 850 passes. He had 117 of them.
It just shows how reliable he is. Even though he's 19 years old, they trust him in a World Cup final to keep the ball and to play it forwards.
And here's a really, really cool stat. So, by securing 5 clean sheets in his first 5 career World Cup matches, he became the fastest defender to reach that milestone in World Cup history. Do you know who he surpassed?
Spanish. Sorry, someone
Very,
Spanish.
very famous Italian.
Oh,
Maldini.
I'm gonna say.
Yes,
Oh my
That is
god!
Paolo
different.
Maldini. Basically,
Paolo
unbelievable.
Maldini. What a
Yep.
centre back.
Yep.
Mate, I was gonna say
Surpassed him to get that
Baresi.
milestone.
Oh my god, Casey, well done.
Yep. And
Yeah, when
in the
he said
final,
Italian, like, come on, man.
Yeah, no, you are right. You're right.
You can't
Supposed to
top
be
that. You can't top the Italian Maldini, bro.
You can't actually. You're right.
So yeah, so in the final, he played obviously all 120 minutes. He recorded 117 passes, won all of his tackles, and registered 3 clearances. Just another level. He's going to be class.
I love how defenders get looked at now and how they get analysed and praised. I love it.
Yep.
It's my favourite part about modern football.
It's brilliant. I love it too. It's so deserved, and for too long it's all been about all the attackers. It's not, it's not just about them. It's about all these defensive players. And we'll touch on, I'm guessing we're going to touch Rodri in a minute. But again, for a midfielder to win player of the tournament, a midfielder and defender won, player and young player of the tournament. Just shows all these young people, that you can do anything in your position. Doesn't matter where you play on that pitch. And it's so nice to see.
I want to bring up a very famous saying with us coaches, Lozza. Attack, and I want Casey to finish it off for me. Attack wins games. Defense wins.
One more time.
Attack wins games. Defense wins.
Championships, titles, World Cups.
World Cups.
Everything.
Defense is just as important as attack. Attack wins you games, but defense wins you titles. If your defense is good, just like Spain's was, you win a World Cup.
Reminds me of my beloved American football team, the Seahawks.
You learn something new every time, every day, Case.
Defense wins you everything.
It does.
Never forget it. Never forget it. Okay, let's touch on then. Now we've gone through our centre backs. Let's touch on our left backs. So I've gone with Cucurella as my back.
Cucurella is so easy. I'm gonna say Jed Spence.
Yeah, he was my number 2.
Yeah.
I just think Cucurella across the whole tournament was unbelievable. I think Jed Spence started off slow and he was class in the last 2 games, but
I can agree to that. Casey, I'm gonna guess it's Jed Spence. You got anyone else in mind?
Nah, Jed Spence for me.
Yeah, he was class, and I'm talking to 2 Chelsea fans here, and I've always loved laughing at Tottenham, but they've got a serious player on their hands.
Oh yeah, they have. Yeah, 100%, big time. He shone in those last 2 games. I'll be honest. Jed Spence, he was unbelievable for England and Tottenham
Mate,
as
that
well.
tackle, I have to say that tackle is just
beautiful, isn't it?
Mate,
Nothing like a nice slide tackle.
Mate, that was absolutely phenomenal.
It was absolute class.
You don't understand, like, he actually saved me, bro. Like, my heart was racing. I was like, no, stop. Just you dead Spence, literally.
Yeah, dude. Jed Spence.
I'm gonna put out why I picked Cucurella over Jed Spence. So Cucurella, his expected assists across the tournament was 1.19. Now this was a 4th amongst all tournament defenders. Right, his pass completion across the whole tournament was 92%. His successful final third passes, 142, which was among all tournament fullbacks ranked number one. He covered a total distance of 84 kilometers. He was the second highest player in the entire tournament. And he was only dribbled past twice throughout the tournament.
Lozza, let's get one thing straight here. Cucurella is a very easy choice. I would go Cucurella as my number one, but I'm English.
Yeah, I know, but it's team of a tournament.
Yeah,
Stats
you're right.
says it
You're
all,
right. You're right.
unfortunately. So I had to go with Cucurella. I had no choice. Right. Moving on. I don't know what formations you guys have done for.
I've gone for a little 4-4-2.
Okay, I've done a 4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1. Okay. Who are your two
just
holding
to
midfielders then?
I mean, you can probably guess one of them,
Okay. Right.
and I know
Casey,
you've got him in
Lozza,
your team.
we're going to say it on three. You ready? The
Yeah,
same player,
yeah.
holding midfielder.
Go on,
1, 2, 3.
Rodri.
There we go. Right, thank you. Right, cool.
Woo!
Sorted.
Yeah, I don't really have to say much about him.
Easy. No.
He was unbelievable the whole tournament. Couldn't fault him.
Yes.
Absolutely couldn't fault him. Deserved player of the tournament. I'm just so glad he got it over some of the attacking players. I really am.
I think Mbappe was up there for player of the tournament, but Rodri.
I agree. I think
Spain
it's an easy option because he scored the most goals in the tournament. I think
Yeah.
sometimes that's the way it goes, and players like Rodri get overlooked.
Agreed.
And he broke the all-time tournament record for accurate passes.
Damn,
It says a
did
lot,
he
don't it?
really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good stat, that.
Let me see if I can find how many passes actually was. But he's just unbelievable. Like, what is he? Is he 30 years
Yeah,
old?
I think so. Yeah.
Something like that. Pass completion 94% across the whole tournament. In the final, 95.3% pass completion. He
He knows how to
completed
pass him.
790 passes in the whole tournament.
Is that more than anyone? You say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Jesus Christ. The
Yeah.
best player in that Spain team.
And
now,
do you know who held the previous record?
Oh, right. Clue. Give me a clue.
Spanish midfielder.
What year?
2022.
Pedri?
No.
Oh, that's a good guess, mate. 2022 is only a few years ago.
Gavi, whatever his name is.
Gavi?
Nope.
No, it's not going to be him. Oh my god. Is it going to be Fabian?
Nope. You're thinking too hard, guys.
Is it Rodri again?
Yeah. Rodri broke his own record. He completed 638 in 2022. He absolutely shattered it this tournament, 790.
Well, hey, there's more games this tournament. Yes, come on.
There is, but that's a massive amount.
Yeah, true.
Passes completed in the final third, he got 204, which was the most ranked in the tournament. Line breaking passes 62, most since 2014.
Mate, he's mental.
Yeah, total touches 910, top ranked in the tournament. Total tackles 26, top ranked in the tournament. Ground duels won 63.3%, top among all regular midfielders.
That's a joke.
At 30 years old.
That's a joke.
30 years old.
Like, for all kids listening out there about like wanting to be a midfielder, mate, it's not all about goals, mate. It's just about just being
a passer,
brilliant passer and a brilliant reader of the game, tackling, winning the ball, doing all the dirty work for your team. That is just astounding and beautiful. Love him. What a player.
Yep. And my other holding midfielder
go on
is I'll put Bellingham there.
Thank you.
I wanted to fit him there.
Thank you.
As much as you have your first few podcasts, like Bellingham, he had a great tournament.
Yeah,
he had a shocking season for Real Madrid, but for England, this tournament is an unbelievable tournament, and you can't fault him. Personally, you really can't.
I think it's the most goals any English player has had at a World Cup. Am I right by saying that? Is in one
You
tournament, I mean.
could be right.
7, I
That's
believe.
a good question, actually. He scored
Don't think-
7. Yeah, he scored 7.
I think that's the most.
I will have a look. You bounce off your midfielders and while
Well, we'll have a little word about Bellingham. He was absolutely brilliant. Single-handedly won us games. I wanted to bring up some good shouts as well. Fabian Ruiz, who I thought had a brilliant tournament as well. And I wanted to bring up. He's kind of a striker, Saibari. We'll talk about him in the striker slot. But Roger and Bellingham. It's not even English kind of bias either. I can say that with confidence. I can say that most of the pundits would probably say that Bellingham is in the team of the tournament.
He holds a record for most goals scored by an England player in a single World Cup tournament.
Crazy.
Making Gary Lineker,
6,
Harry Kane as well.
Yeah.
6. Gary Lineker in the '86 World Cup in Mexico. He won the Golden Boot for that. Harry Kane in Russia. Oh, he got the Golden Boot as well for that. And Harry Kane got 6 as well this tournament.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right, have we all got a little right-sided player we want to put in? I've got one I want to put in.
Go on.
Right, I'm gonna let you guess who I've got. Lozza?
Lamine Yamal.
No. Lozza will know it.
Right-sided player.
Oh, Lozza, I'm
Elise.
disappointed. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
I was
Oh
checking.
my god, I'm a Reading fan. This guy came from Reading, signed for Crystal Palace, signed for Bayern Munich, gone to his first ever World Cup, and has lit the party on fire. I love him. Brilliant. Might go to Real Madrid for 200 million. Need I say any more?
Yep, shattered the long-standing World Cup assist record. 11 assists. All right.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable for France. We spoke about how good their front line is, and
Dude.
he's going to be around for years to come, and he's only getting better and better.
Mate, him and Mbappe in the next 2 to 3 World Cups, maybe more, is a joke. He's going to rack up some serious numbers. I have never ever seen a player like Elise in my life, and that's the biggest compliment I can give him. The way he moves on the ball is so silky, unique. He can turn it on at the press of a button. Like 1 second, he's like dribbling little touches, boom, see you later. He's past you, and he's whipped a ball in at the back post, and it's a goal. He's elite, and he makes it look so easy.
Yeah, he was in my team of the tournament too. Right. So I'll say my middle 3 then, like my cam, 2 wider players. So Lisa is 1. I got Messi as cam.
Okay.
Messi's just Messi, isn't he?
Yeah.
Nah, we're not Messi's cam.
He produced 8 goals this tournament, I believe it was, and 4 assists. And they were big goals and assists. It's against like Egypt and stuff. Can't fault him, but 2 assists against England, unbelievable. For me, he's the best player in the world.
Still.
And then on the other side, I want to put Mbappe in there, so I put him as my other sided in the middle 3.
So did I.
He got the Golden Boot, scored 10 goals. He broke the record to become all-time leading goal scorer in World Cup history, past Messi. It's just an unbelievable tournament.
Mbappe, I need to talk about him because when he started at PSG, I started this narrative with myself to want to hate him. He seemed really full of himself. He seemed like he missed big chances. He got this massive ego. I've got to pay him his dues, man. He's the best. Oh, he might be the best, like, most explosive player I've ever seen in my life. He's insane. You could put the best defender in the world in front of him, and he's just skinning him alive, isn't he? It's
Yep.
insane. Never
He's
seen a
absolute
player like him.
class. Absolute class.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go striker then. I've got Haaland in there.
So I've got two strikers. I had Mbappe on the left. I had Haaland and Messi on up top. Haaland had a brilliant tournament. His first World Cup, I believe, is his first World Cup.
Yeah.
For him
Norway got to the quarters.
Dude,
he scored 7.
Yeah, dude, he scored, I think, every goal that Norway scored, barring one, maybe, I think. He single-handedly took their team to the quarterfinal of the World Cup. And he's just put himself...
He's massive.
Do you know what? He's been kind of slated for going missing in the big games, but he shut Brazil down, didn't he?
Big time. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely deserved to be in there. Case, any other strikers touch on?
For me, I'm going to go my boy, Haaland.
Yeah, he's you're left-footed, aren't you, Casey?
Yeah.
Do you look at him as like kind of like an idol?
I think I look at depends in it, because now I play striker. I look at Haaland, yeah. But if I was to play like Cam, I would look at Bellingham or Messi. But
yeah,
them three are the people I will look up to, because I think I have like similar play styles to how they play.
Yeah, you kind of got a mix of all of them, ain't you?
Absolutely
any other stats?
agreed.
Just there are some people I want to bring up that are honourable mentions as well.
Yeah, go on, bring them up. Yeah, go for it.
Saibari, Morocco, brought him up a few minutes ago. Saibari had a brilliant tournament with Morocco. Was injured in his game, I think, against France, and I think that's the sole reason France won that game so well. I think Morocco didn't have a lot going forward, and Saibari was the sole reason they had that much success. He got injured, and he's got a transfer. He is now playing for Bayern Munich.
Munich, yeah.
He is going to be the
Massive
understudy
transfer.
to Harry Kane. And one more that I want to bring up is Dennis Undav for Germany. For as long as Germany were in the tournament, he was the surprise package, and I think he was the biggest surprise package in the whole tournament. He got brought along to the World Cup after his failed transfer to Brighton. Went to Germany, I think, playing for Stuttgart, I believe. Some stats. One stat that I want to bring up: he scored 4 goals and 3 assists in a total of 120 minutes across 3 games. An unreal stat. And I think it's just a very honourable mention to him. Brilliant for Germany, but they sucked against Paraguay. And Oyarzabal as well. Oyarzabal, got to talk about him. Jesus Christ. I don't remember him playing up top for Spain in the World Cup before.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he had a brilliant World Cup. Put away that penalty like it wasn't even anything in the semi-final. Brilliant player.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. Deserved to mention there. Right. Let's quickly touch on the wonderful halftime show during that game. Obviously, America are renowned for their halftime shows, especially in the Super Bowl. I know that, as I'm a big American football fan. But this was just shocking.
It was shit, bro.
It was so bad. It was just an
Couldn't put it better
embarrassment.
myself. It was appalling.
Mate, I'd rather listen to music I don't understand. Like, I'd rather listen to Japanese music, bruv.
Rather watch paint dry.
What about Spanish music in the NFL last season?
Yes,
Lozza?
I'd rather listen to Spanish music.
That was just as bad in my opinion.
I'd much rather Bad Bunny's performance, and I didn't understand a word of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
me
at
and you
least that
watching
had a
that, Jack,
vibe
we
to
didn't
it, didn't it?
understand
That
the
that
word,
had
but
we
Like
laughed and
it
enjoyed
was
it. But
it was yeah. This like it was by playing those song, and it was upbeat again. It was just such a mixed music. It was absolutely horrific.
and then, mate, Ted Lasso, right?
Nah, don't diss Ted Lasso.
Oh,
Don't
no,
diss
no, no!
Ted
I'm
Lasso.
not dissing Ted Lasso, but Ted Lasso hypes Justin Bieber up, right? So much, right? I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be brilliant. Justin Bieber's gonna whip out a brilliant song, light up the halftime show. Depresses me, pisses me off,
Bro,
makes me
but
want
like,
to
bro,
turn
he
my
got
TV
paid to
off.
do that.
Oh, mate, and the worst thing about it is the players were in their locker room, right? Oh my god, I'm speaking American now.
Oh, nah, you should
Right.
have seen the video that I saw.
Mate,
All of them.
halftime, how should that last? How long should that last, a halftime for the players? 15 minutes?
Yeah, like 20 minutes max.
15, 20 minutes max. They're out there for like 30, 35 minutes in their changing room. I think
Yeah,
that is a joke, and you shouldn't.
that's outrageous.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nah, you should have seen the video that I saw. It was like in the FIFA in the 20. Wait,
I
yeah,
looked by on the FA or whatever it is, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, you see what I mean? 15 minutes
just-
max. Yeah. Donald Trump's forgotten about all the rules now, hasn't he?
you got a bit.
Getting Balogun his red card rescinded, and let's just have a half an hour half time. Yeah, let's forget about what football is. I'm American. I don't care about anything.
Yeah, forget
I'm gonna
the
say
fools.
anything
Yeah,
about Donald
what?
Trump.
Very ridiculous, isn't it? Right, well there you go. What a crap halftime show was anyway. Hopefully, if they're ever going to do one again, it's actually someone interesting. They try and stick to one artist rather than 5 different artists.
7,
who
8.
can't really.
Yeah, I don't know how many it was.
Yeah, whatever it was, I lost count. To
Man
be honest,
said
after
Burner
one,
Boy.
Make the
Burner
Muppets
Boy.
as well.
I had a
Burner
headache
Boy.
after one.
What you say, Case?
Right, so let's move on to our loss. Go on.
No, nothing.
Okay, cool.
Go on.
Right, let's move on to our last segment, which is just some of the transfer stories going around at the moment.
Ooh.
Obviously,
Case is gonna get excited.
big ones in the Prem. Elliot Anderson, we mentioned him last time. His 160 million pound move to Man City, in the
Been gone up
highest
by £1 million.
English transfer around. And then Chelsea decided to up it with Morgan Rogers to 170 million.
Way! Come on, the boys.
Get in. What's your take on Morgan Rogers at Chelsea? Good signing, not great signing.
Not
money.
worth 100. Not worth 117 million.
Mate, he's worth all the money.
I think he's worth.
I believe
about
Arsenal were going to
70
pay that
or
as well.
80. Is he worth 170?
Arsenal
I
were
mean,
gonna
the
pay that as well.
English player tax. My bad. I forgot about the English player tax. Yeah, maybe he is worth 117. But if he was French and if he was getting transferred from PSG or something, 60 million max, 70 million maybe.
Yeah.
Am I out of pocket for saying that?
Yeah, just because you support Reading, don't worry.
I agree. I don't think 170 million. I really don't. He's a good player, but I think he's got a lot more to him. He hasn't shown that yet.
But
so
as a Chelsea
it's a
fan,
bit of a hefty
are you
price
complaining?
tag.
I ain't complaining for
I'm not complaining. I'm really
Yeah.
happy. Arsenal wanted him, which shows something. We've nabbed it off our rivals. You know, Xabi Alonso, you legend, by the way. And pulling that out the bag
that's
and
Man U
bringing him
manager,
to
bro.
Chelsea.
Yeah, Xabi Alonso versus Arteta.
If we win the Prem,
But
Alright, calm
it's
down,
because of
Case.
Xabi Alonso.
You ain't winning the Prem.
Now
Calm down.
watch, Joao Pedro is going to be on smoke.
Ah.
Cole Palmer, Joao Pedro,
Mate, Joao
Neto,
Pedro
and
didn't even go
Morgan
to the World
Rogers.
Cup, mate.
it's getting cold at Chelsea, mate. It's getting cold there.
Yeah, it's getting
really
colder.
is.
We got those two cold boys in the building. Yeah, you have fun watching your little Reading FC boy.
Oh my god, mate! Stop talking about Reading.
So
Embarrassing.
in the other sense, Garnacho obviously is now officially
Getting
signed for
confirmed.
Villa on a loan deal with an obligation to buy
Get him
based
gone.
on conditions. As a Chelsea fan, I am so pleased. I'm just
He's so
glad he's
ass,
off
man.
my books for now.
He's not bad, but
He
he's
scored
not good.
one goal for Chelsea. What's he signed
No,
for
I
us?
think I don't think he
Like,
scored one.
it's just,
I think he scored
it's
one.
just.
I think he has. It was some
I
sort of
think
cup
he
game.
scored one. That's it. It's just appalling. It's appalling. I'm not even funny. We paid all
Wait, he
this
scored
money for
one.
someone who wasn't really proven. Yeah. He scored
Oh, there's
all this
no
money
way. Yeah.
for someone
Get
who
him.
wasn't proven at Man United, and it's just embarrassing. Why did we sign him for so much money? And I'm just glad he's gone. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to talk about Garnacho. I hate him. Sorry.
He came from Man
I can't
United as
stand him.
well. Like, that's just a robbery. Like, that's just criminal.
Yeah, they had
The
your
Man
pants
United
down
got a
there,
good
didn't
deal
they?
out of that.
Man said,
Yeah.
Honestly, he scored 8 goals for
Um.
you and 4 assists, I think, in 43 games.
That is horrific, mate.
Yeah, I'm
My
sure it's
nan
only
could do
one in
better
the
than that.
Prem or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Mate, my
Um,
nan could do better than that.
yes. Yeah. He's
Um.
he's a stinker.
Right. Let's move on to some later news. So, Christos, I can't pronounce his surname. Zolis, Zolis, or whatever his name is.
I think he's done well there. I think he's done well.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. He's obviously signed for Arsenal for £34 million fee as a basic replacement for Leandro Trossard. Which is a Belgian Pro League record. 34 million. It's insane, isn't it? When you think the English record's 100 million. Absolute
Yes.
joke, isn't it?
He has had a insane season for Club Brugge, or the last 2 seasons, should I say?
Yeah.
Hold
Last season,
on. Yeah,
he
go on.
scored 17 goals, provided 23 assists, and
Oh,
36 league appearances.
yeah, that's a joke. I know it's the Belgian league, but there's something there with him. There is something there.
Yeah. And because Chelsea signed Will Rogers, they went for him instead. And, I'm not being funny. It's unbelievable stats. I think they've done well there. He's only 24 years old. Got many years ahead of him to keep progressing, isn't he?
Yes.
That's a good deal from Arsenal. They've done really well there. Really well.
I want to ask you a question. He used to play for an English team. Who did he used to play for? Without looking online, don't look.
And I've read this somewhere recently, and I believe it's Norwich City.
It was Norwich City in
It is Norwich,
2021,
yeah.
2024.
Yeah, I told you, I knew it. I read it somewhere recently.
Yeah, so he got one
Right.
goal in 27 appearances and stunk the house out. And he's had a bit of a revitalisation over in Club Brugge.
Also, to keep with Arsenal, they are looking at recruiting another centre back this summer, and they are supposedly to be interested in John Stones and Ezri Konsa.
Ah, yes, I've seen that rumour.
Yeah, just because Saliba's facing an extended spell out due to a back injury. Interesting. Especially John Stones, we mentioned.
Probably got injured holding that Arsenal team up.
It's almost corners. He was fouling everyone out. Yeah. John Stones, he's obviously a free agent, which is crazy. What Arsenal were looking for. Bear in mind he's not had much game time. Didn't do bad for England in the tournament, but not great. But also John Stones is supposedly it's been reported he's a target for Chelsea as well. I'm not sure if I'd want him there, to be honest.
Why not? He's not going to start for you, is he?
No, I suppose so, but I don't know. The lack of game time, if he has to play he didn't look great for England. Looked a bit shaky at times.
He
I
looked
think, due to-
alright for England. Don't have a go at him.
Oh,
He
we'll
was
have a go. I
alright.
don't want him at Chelsea.
Do you not? Fair enough.
No,
Fair enough.
no. Oh, he'd probably actually do better than the centre backs we have.
Yes. Yeah. Let's not beat around the bush. I think he's better than Patty
yeah.
Ashile.
Yeah, very true. But I suppose John Stones has worked with Arteta, hasn't he? When Arteta was assistant to Pep at City, so potentially could be looking at that. Konsa's obviously they're going to have to look at a deal for Konsa because he's obviously got, I think it's 2 years on his contract still as well, so that would be interesting. Touching Chelsea as well and defensively, be Crystal Palace. Is he centre back Lacroix?
Matt Saints Lacroix. Yes.
Yeah.
Left-footed, I think.
He's obviously close. Chelsea close to agreeing a deal with Crystal Palace to sign him. Which I'll be extremely happy if he comes. I think he's done extremely well for Crystal Palace. And I generally think he'd be brilliant. A great addition, better than John Stones.
He's right-footed. My bad. Yeah, he's a brilliant player. Went to the World Cup with France, I believe. Brilliant centre half. He's quick as well. He would suit your 3-back system, which I think you might be employing.
100%. And then I got one more here. So about mid, obviously they've been on a spending spree. I think we can say so far his transfer window.
A little bit.
And they're at the moment for third midfielder signing throughout the window. They're looking at Roma's Manu Kone, and Brighton's Carlos Baliba.
Yep. Yeah, that's like being a Justin Belieber.
Yeah, God. Oh no, that's horrific.
That's how you say the name. That's how you say the name. You're a Belieber.
Belieber, yeah, shame.
Yeah, Belieber. He's him and Kone, 2 very good players. Belieber has kind of gone downhill a little bit last season, so hopefully his price tag goes down if you're a Man United fan. Kone had a good World Cup with France. They need a defensive-minded midfielder who's just going to sit at the back like Casemiro did. That's what they need.
100%. Yeah.
They need to replace him. See what happens.
100%. Right. Any other deals you guys known about?
Yeah, Case, any transfers, or should we call it there?
Any transfers?
I heard that Jurgen Klopp's going to be the new German manager.
Yeah, it's a good little one.
Yeah, he's already agreed.
Yeah, he's agreed to go to Germany, and also on that topic, Italy have contacted Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, I saw that.
Let's see if that
That'd
goes
be
through.
extremely interesting.
I don't think it will, but Italy are in desperate need of some change in their.
I just point out, no foreign manager has won a World Cup with a team. So
and on that topic, Tommy Tuchel.
You're not going to win. You're not going.
Yeah, neither are we.
Neither are England with Thomas Tuchel. Need an English manager.
Yeah. Records are meant to be
broken. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe it'd be the first foreign manager to win a World Cup.
That'd be crazy.
But hey ho, it is what it is. Right. Well, that concludes episode 6 of a Hat-Trick Extra Time. We'll look at diving deeper into all the club transfer chaos next week. With me, Jumka and Case. But that officially puts a bow on our 2026 World Cup coverage. Ended in tears for England in the semis. It always ends in tears at some point. 60 years of hurt, and it's about to continue.
64 years of hurt.
64 years of hurt. But look, we finished off with a Saka hat-trick against France. We scored 6. So that was pleasing. to say. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts of what you thought of the tournament. Did Spain deserve it? We definitely agreed. But it'd be nice to see what you guys think. And please, someone explain to me why Kermit the Frog was on the pitch before the second half. Just to top off our brilliant halftime show. As always, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, leave a 5-star review on Spotify, or wherever you listen to our pods. Ross at the hat trick again. We'll see you in a goal hat trick.